How does a small farm truck town transform itself into a bustling and vibrant suburban city in the short span of just a few generations? Through a strong business community, all invested in supporting its Chamber of Commerce. 1946 marked a turning point for the trajectory of business growth in Shawnee, Kansas. It was a significant moment unknown to many of its residents and businesses at the time, as that was the year a group of local businessmen met at the Green Parrot and voted to establish an organization now known as the Shawnee Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce came along probably in the 50s, I think is when we actually joined the Chamber of Commerce. Seemed like I've been involved in the Chamber of Economic Development ever since. Chamber's been a part of Shawnee for 75 years, and that's amazing, you know, and the staff was just tremendous then and it's tremendous now, what they've done.
Among those businesses who planted the first seed of the Shawnee Chamber of Commerce are two that still maintain their membership today. They are Amos Family Funeral Home and Crematory and Culkin's Electric Supply Company.
I mean, the history is, you can't do a Shawnee history without having the Amos Family Funeral Home in there.
Well, the chamber office was in our building, and so I was in there talking to everybody that was involved with the chamber at that time, and it was just a really exciting time for business and for us.
Culkin's Electric Supply, my family's business, would have been one of the early members in the chamber. I knew we had been members for a long time, starting with my grandfather. So obviously it was important to my grandfather, it was important to my uncle, my dad. I know that's where they gained a lot of networking.
I can't say enough wonderful words about the family and what kind of impact they had on the chamber, with E. Paul Amos being one of the original chairmen of the board of the Shawnee Chamber.
Whenever we did something, we would first go to the Chamber of Commerce. What do you think of it? Get their input into it, you know. They were tremendous help.
With these founding members, and others like the Flums and their Shawnee State Bank, the Zardas and Rickies with their dairy and varying developments, the McEnaney's and their construction company, and many more, the Shawnee Chamber of Commerce as an organization began to thrive as both it and the community grew at a rapid pace.
When Shawnee Mission Parkway was built, that was a big thing. And the city of Shawnee had an awful lot to do with bringing that here, and the people of Shawnee cooperated with it because they saw that as a gateway, if you will, all the way. You know, it helped build and create interest in Shawnee.
The chamber was a lot different back in the 1980s. They had, I think, maybe 2 full-time people, and it didn't focus as much maybe on business development. Tourism, wasn't as active. A lot of it was just get-togethers.
As the Chamber evolved from a networking organization to also become intimately involved in Shawnee's business attraction, the Chamber assumed the duties of economic development and of the Convention and Visitors Bureau.
When I first got involved in politics in Shawnee in 1983, economic development was done inside the city. However, the surrounding cities, Overland Park, Lenexa, Olathe, economic development was done within the Chamber of Commerce, so it was just kind of a natural fit to start working with the Chamber.
I think it just helped us, help the city of Shawnee to actually recruit more business to this area. I joined the Chamber in January of '91, so it's actually 30 years now that I've been involved with the Chamber.
It began to have a seat at the table in many important conversations, working to enhance industrial and commercial activity all across the city.
One of the ones, obviously, is Bear. Several banks were involved in that, 3 or 4 banks we had, and Deffenbach, or Waste Management.
Well, the year I was chairman, which back then was president, but Shawnee was also going through an awful lot of building business parks. And Simmons Mattress came, Craft Tool came. That was a big time for Shawnee.
But it seemed like we were in the real estate business all our lives. Ten Cavera Plaza was one of our properties up there. You got Perimeter Park, K7 Industrial Park was another one. Shawnee Crossing is another one.
I truly believe that each company that comes to Shawnee, I just always assume that is That's the work of the city and really the chamber.
With the growth of duties came the growth of staff. Various leaders and staff served the chamber over the years, each leaving their own positive impact on both members and the community.
Joe Mayo was the executive director. He was the executive director, and then I was on the board when we interviewed his replacement, which ended up being Charlie Vogt. And Betty Charlton was the administrative assistant when I first joined the chamber, and Betty was the Shawnee mom. She knew what was going on all the time. She was a wonderful person.
My partnership, quote, with the Shawnee Chamber started when I actually opened up a business, a coffee shop at 75th and Quivira called the Everyday Gourmet. I actually went on the board of directors the next year, and I served there for 5 years, and then I was chairman of the board, and they were making a change at the chamber, and they asked me if I would be interested in being the president of the chamber. And through lots of training and support from great staff and board, I was able to be the president there for 17 years.
The individuals that work for the chamber on economic development, they all did a great job representing the city and going out there and bringing a lot of things that Shawnee didn't have in the past.
Through this time, the chamber developed an impressive level of professionalism, rivaled by few in the region.
The board evolved to a very high professional level. Professional staff was added to the organization. The chamber grew in terms of size and programming. And one of the things that I think that had the major impact was our decision to go through the process through the U.S. Chamber of Commerce for accreditation.
The core function of a chamber is to connect its members, and the Shawnee Chamber was no stranger to this fact. Over the years, it grew both its membership and a variety of events and programs, many of which members developed their own individual passions for. These include the timeless and popular chamber coffees, the leadership development program of Shawnee Tomorrow, the always fun annual dinner, and many, many more.
Actually, something in my opinion Shawnee's always done better, frankly, than the other chambers and even some of the larger chambers is their annual dinner.
So that gala is still known as one of the premier events in the Johnson County area.
The annual dinner is always a fantastic and fun evening, but I think really some of the new things that have come on that we've really enjoyed, the shooting event that we have each fall is a fun way to engage members. The day at the K and going to the Royals game is always a fun event. And then the Pork and Politics event that they have each summer.
We always have a great time at the golf tournaments.
I like the luncheons. I like the monthly luncheons, you know, the ones that we get to sponsor one, being an Investor Guild member.
2012 is when I did the Shawnee Tomorrow Leadership Program, and it helped me get more acclimated into the chamber. So I was going to different events, having some familiar faces, people I had stuff in common with, and that was something that really helped me transition and to become more comfortable with the chamber and really getting involved.
Primarily Shawnee Tomorrow, I was in the class of 2006. The networking and connections that I made during it were really fulfilling. There was a day where there was Education Day and Healthcare Day and State Day and City Day, all these different days and different experiences that we had together. So it was a benefit both personally and professionally for me.
75 years of growth for an organization and its community is an impressive feat. And the Shawnee Chamber is not finished yet.
The chamber staff is all invested in the city of Shawnee, and that's incredibly apparent. All the things that you could possibly ask for are things that the Shawnee Chamber of Commerce has shown that they're going to follow through with.
People within the chamber are very friendly and very engaging, and it's not just for large businesses. So it's just, I feel like a really rewarding organization to be part of, for sure.
The fact the city of Shawnee has a chamber that is of such high quality and working, to help, with the common goal of making Shawnee the best that it can possibly be, the chamber's in great hands moving forward.
It just seems like a really good group of people that are looking out for the greater good. Without them, I don't think it would have the city would have the same landscape that we do today.
You know, I think without the Chamber, Shawnee really wouldn't have much of a voice, I think, in the region, bringing those ideas, those best practices, innovative opportunities, and becoming a voice for the business community. And at the end of the day, the Chamber's built a extremely close partnership with the city and all of our staff.
I just think it's an important part for us as a service business to make sure that we are part of the service businesses in our community, and the Shawnee Chamber is sure a service business.
When you look around at what the city has gained by the Chamber being a part of the community, you know, it's just amazing what they did.
I just want to congratulate the Shawnee Chamber for their 75 years of history.
Over 40 years that I've been involved with the Chamber, but I think it's a unique position, especially for a 75th anniversary with Parker Amos being the income president, chairman of the board of the Chamber. You have his father, grandfather, and great-grandfather, who I knew all of them over a 75-year period of time. Just shows there's a lot of long history in this community of people owning successful businesses for a long time.
By continuing to provide its members a stellar level of service and remaining a lasting voice for its community's growth, the Shawnee Chamber of Commerce will always be a pivotal organization, working for its city and its bright future.